Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I'm trying not to knock things over because I have a ton of stuff in front of me right now. Um, Obviously, you know by the thumbnail of this video, if it's not in your watch later and you're just going through a bunch, I'm going to be talking about the products that I want to bring in for Eyes Project Pan, which is Enjoy Your Eyeshadows, which was created by Deb B on YouTube, and she is a near and dear friend of mine, one of my besties. I love her to pieces, and she created this project, which is literally perfect for me and what my purpose is in panning. I love using what I own. I love playing with all the things that I own. And the way to do that is to monthly grab a ton of different things in my collection and touch every single one of those things in that month so that I know I'm actually touching and playing with and loving all the things that I have in my collection. And the things that I don't usually get decluttered, which hasn't been crazy many, but more than I anticipated. So this is really showing me the things that I'm enjoying, how I like to use them, and I also get to play with some new products as well. So we'll talk about that in a sec. But before I start on the new things, I really want to talk about the things that I have already used in the last couple months. And some of them are going to be staying in because I feel like they haven't gotten as much love as they deserve. And also I feel like some of them are very like seasonally acceptable for me, especially for work and everything. And so some of those will stay in. So we'll talk about the ones that are going to go back into my collection for a little while. The first one is a new one to my collection, which is called Ocean Jewel. This is from Bella Beauty Bar, and it is absolutely beautiful. I do have an affiliated code with, or affiliate code with Bella Beauty Bar, which is Project Beauty. It's all one word. The P and the B are capital. So if you are buying any of these and you use my code, thank you so much in advance. But it's just to save you money, and then I believe I would earn monies. I haven't had any of that yet, but I believe if you use it and it's affiliated, I also earn something from that as well. I just haven't looked into all of that yet. So, but thank you in advance if you do, but absolutely no pressure at all. There are plenty of codes out there, and so you can support anyone, but definitely try and save yourself some money. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. It's absolutely stunning. I love this purple side. This is so gorgeous. The blues and the greens and stuff, what I like about that is it's you get these really dark, deep shades for outer corner. The one here though has some sparkle in it, which I do not love. That is supposed to help a little bit, I believe, with blending. I've heard. I've never had a problem with blending, so I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the sparkles in eyeshadows, but the blues are really beautiful colors, and typically I don't wear blue because I have blue eyes, but these are really gorgeous. And I did a look recently wearing the chartreuse. Which one? This one here, the chartreuse shade right here. I wore this color here in the crease, and then I wore this purple, and all three of those together, and also a couple of the shimmer shades, of course, on the lids. It's on my Instagram. It's really beautiful. It performed wonderfully. I loved every moment of using this, and the shimmer shades are fantastic, so highly recommend. Definitely something that I will miss using because I've really had a lot of fun, but I think I will pull this out again in October. So when I do the update, because of course this is going up in September 4th, and I'll probably bring that in on October 4th. I really, really enjoy that a lot. Next was Dead Roses, which is also Bella Beauty Bar. I am a huge fan of that company. I really, really love the brand. I haven't really had a lot of interaction with the owners or anything like that, so I'm not really sure what kind of people they are. I'm sure they're wonderful because they obviously are very creative and make incredible product, but that's one brand that I don't even know who owns it or anything like that. I'm going to have to look into that stuff, but I love the product so much, and everything that they bring out is literally the perfect color story for me. I've enjoyed, well, except for one of them is too dark. I think it's the only one that I haven't really ordered. But every single other every single other palette, I'm like, I need every one of them. I need every single one of them. And I'm even like this close to biting the bullet on the dark one, but I know it's just not for me. But this one is stunning. Like, I'm going to be bringing that out in Valentine's Day, or like for February. So beautiful. Oops, forgot that had a sleeve. And then the other one I used was Forgive Me Glow, and it's called Summer Vibes, and I haven't used this in a while. It's always a hot minute when I bring this out because I honestly forget about it, and it's kind of an older palette, and there's so many newer ones that I want to play with, but this is just the perfect summer palette. I love the browns, and when I use the browns to blow out in my crease, sometimes I'll take a bit of the orange or a little bit of this like orangey yellow and just kind of lightly dust it in the crease to give some warmth to the look, and my eyes just pop with those. I don't think I've even, oh yeah, I've used this shade for sure a lot. There's a lot of kick up and brush marks in that one. I just don't remember, so it's been a while. But these really beautiful, like shimmery, kind of bronzy champagne shades are gorgeous. This is a really fabulous color. I love this. So a lot of nice things happening in here. It's just an older palette, and I'm probably going to end up traveling with this soon because like I said, I love the browns. I love those neutral shades. So this would be nice to travel with for work. And so I think I might actually bring this when I travel for work next, but I have enjoyed using that, and it's been a while. Another one that how do I word this now? I really enjoy this, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I also changed it around a little bit. So this is the ColourPop Getting Fresh eyeshadow palette. It's a little dirty. I need to like clean it off and stuff. There's some staining from shadows. But that's because I rearranged another eyeshadow palette and I swapped them out with some in here. So I put in the ones that I really wanted to keep, and I like switched the ones within the palette. Like some of these browns and stuff are original. Most of the more vibrant purpley shades are not. Those are from the little palettes, and I got rid of the little palettes. And then any like really sparkly shades or the shades that had a lot of glitter and stuff in them, I got rid of most of those with the exception of these two and this green one. They have a little bit of sparkle in them, but they were good enough that I felt that they were worth to keep. But the other shades I took out of here were like shades I was just not going to wear. And I've really enjoyed wearing this. It's very much a companion palette for me. There's not enough oomph in the shimmers for the sparkle that I prefer, but this is something I would wear for like work week and stuff like that. Like I'm wearing right now, a very just subtle glow on the lid. It's nothing too crazy, but this lasted on my eye a lot longer than I expected it to, and so I'm really happy that I played around with that one. That one I enjoyed more than I actually thought I was going to, so that was pleasant. This one is fabulous. It's the Glaminatrix Barely Basics eyeshadow palette. Really enjoyed this. It's just amazing. I love it. The color story, the theming, the shimmers, like beautiful, just beautiful. I've really enjoyed this so much. You can see I have so much use already on these on these shades. I have so much use, and you can see all the dust around all of these. I need to really get in here and clean this palette again, but I'm probably going to get in here relatively soon, but I'm not bringing it in for the month of September. So I will be putting this back into my collection along with these other ones. And then this one I really enjoyed using. This is the House of Elle from Adept Cosmetics. And Adept Cosmetics is another one of those brands that I just absolutely love. And this I enjoy a lot. The mattes are okay. I would have probably... I don't mind these two, because those two can be blended within each other. I can use this in the crease and this kind of in the outer corner. But this lone one, I guess I would just have to put that like on the inner corner and outer corner, and then put a shimmer in the center. Maybe put those two shimmers with it. But yeah, I just wish this was all shimmer, just the all shimmer palette, because this is such an awesome little 9 pan, and or like some neutrals in the bottom, because I'm a sucker for neutrals with a pop of a shimmer on the eye. I don't know, that's just me, but really I love this palette a lot. Another sort of pleasant surprise in my collection were these Flower Beauty eyeshadow palettes that I've had forever. And sometimes I bring them into projects and I use them once or twice. I use these so many times in the last 2 months. So many times. So I would actually like to put these together in just like a 6 pan, one eyeshadow palette, and get rid of the other one. I love this one the most because I feel like I can do more with this. The only one I don't like is this dark one. So if I could take one from here and move it into here, I'm thinking I would probably do this deeper gold one and or this reddish one and put it in place of that. I would probably do that. I don't think these are magnetized. I think they're glued in here. So let me just see. Sorry, my hair is like all over the place. Yeah, these are glued in here, unfortunately. So of course I'm gonna keep them both. I really like them both. I've used so many. In this one, I've used the red one, the gold one, and the light. I've also used a little bit of this and a very little bit of this, but the dark purple is just not a shade I would typically use. And then in this one, I used everything except for this one, except I did use this. I would like tap it on the outer portion of the eye, but like, look how dark. That's too dark for me personally, unless I'm going out for an evening or something. But otherwise, this is how my eyeshadow has been looking for the last little while. But pleasantly surprised by these. Really enjoyed using those a lot. And then we have this Give eyeshadow palette, and it's called Make Me Like You. And it's one of the ICN colors, like EYE ICN color. And this one has, I think, 6 pans. So you have two large of the lighter sort of blending shades, which I appreciate. Whoever created this, I love the fact that the little shimmers are small, that the deeper shades are small, but the big blending, because you're going to blend out a lot, those ones are large. Whoever did this, I love the way that they planned these out. But what I will say is this is a little warm for me. It's a little too peachy for my olive skin tone. It's just a little too peachy. So I definitely, this is one that I will be looking at in the future as like, is this something that's going to stay? But I have enjoyed it. And then I also have this Miss Bella from, what is it called? BH Cosmetics. I just want to say Blend Bunny or Bella Beauty Bar. And this one has 8 pans. Very, very light shades, with the exception of this one, a little more medium, but everything else is very, very light. This is another one that I would consider traveling with. So I think if I travel with that, here, let me show you if I can grab it. Oh yeah, sorry. So the Good Vibes or Summer Vibes or whatever you want to call it, and this one together, because this one has that brown shade and the brow bone shade. Also, it has a really light shimmer shade in it here, and then a few of these like little light pops of pinky colors can go with that one. I think these would pair relatively nicely together. So I would probably travel with those two in the future, because I always like to travel with stuff I feel like is going to companion well. And then I also used the Naked Heat eyeshadow palette, and I was disappointed in the length of time. It wore off so fast. I really blended out my eyeshadow with these outer corner shades, and I just felt like they dissipated so quickly, way faster than I was expecting. I'm going to hang on to this for a while longer because I feel like it's a really nice summer look. Like, it's a nice summer palette. It's a very it's Naked Heat, right? It gives you that bronzy, sun-kissed, caramelly look, and I just kind of love the color story, but I was not impressed with the wear time, and I think that's because this is getting a little bit older. So I'm also looking at this on the chopping block in the future. as well as my Natasha Denona Zendo palette. I have watched quite a few. I'm just going to like put this down because it's way too reflective. But I've watched a lot of eyeshadow declutter videos recently because I've just kind of been binging. And I noticed a lot of people getting rid of Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, especially older ones like the Zendo that just don't connect with people. And I was always so for this palette. I thought it was really fantastic. And then I switched out because I was using the bronze palette, which I'll talk about in a second. And I ended up switching out some colors between Zendo and the bronze palette. And now I'm questioning whether I want to keep the Zendo palette in my collection. So this is what mine looks like now. It's very similar to the original. There's only a few minor changes. So just a very few that just don't belong. And as much as I want to love this color story, again, it just leans a little more peachy pink than I like. And I typically don't wear blues. And if I'm going to wear blues, like I would wear these two because they're almost like a green blue. I probably wouldn't wear the other two. Oh, actually, you know what? I lie. I would wear this one. That's really pretty. But the darker blue, I just probably wouldn't wear. And so, I don't know. I'm not getting rid of it, but this would be my pit for the previous 2 months. So Zendo palette is definitely the pit, but I'm going to hang on to it for now. Things are falling and I don't think I can pile any more there. Okay, we still have a long way to go, but these are the ones that I have used over the course of the last 2 months that I will be bringing back in for the next month. So let's go ahead and start with this teeny tiny quad. This has been my savior for I don't know how long. I created the little 4-pan palette from MAC. Highly recommend you do this if you find shades that are missing from your palettes that you're using. If it's not a standalone and you feel like you have to grab for an outer corner color or a brow bone color or a crease color or that brow bone shimmer, if you still do that, or inner corner, this has been such a lifesaver for me, and I would like to create another one that's more bronzy brown for my summer tone because this is just too light. Oh my god. Excuse me. The fan's blowing in my face and my mouth is so dry right now. But I would like to create another 4-pan, and I think I might do that soon, where I have a very, very dark espresso brown with a little bit of a slightly deeper crease shade. This is soft brown, which is probably one of the most perfect crease shades ever, but just something just ever so slightly darker than this. And then the brow bone shade, that's going to be more of like a deeper kind of color. Something more like, do I have it in here still? Yeah. This is from, what was it called? Oh my god, I'm having a total makeup geek. Oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Okay, so this is Peach Smoothie. So this one, in comparison to this shade, you can see how much darker it is. So something a little closer to that for my summer shade, because this one is literally the perfect match. Even though it's peach, it could be a little more olivey for me, but it's really a great shade, and I need to find something to replace it. You can see I go through those shades a lot because I have big pan in both of them. And so yeah, I would like to create another one of these in that kind of a shade range. So I will do that probably in the coming months. But I want to also talk now about my Give Me Glow Cosmetics Singles palette. And this is something I keep in pretty much all year round. And this is where the Peach Smoothie eyeshadow color is. Yeah, lots of pan on that one. I haven't used it much this summer, if I'm being completely honest. For the last 2 months I was off, I don't think I used this once, which is unfortunate because this is the perfect palette for me. Excluding the fact that there's no black or extremely, extremely dark brown. These are really, really dark browns, but of course they're being washed out by the lighting right now, but they're actually very, very dark browns. These are MAC, so let me see. Ground Brown, which is pretty dark, and then also, what is this one? Embark. Yeah, Embark is a really nice one as well. So I'll probably choose maybe something like that or a little bit darker for that other palette. when I create the new one. But this is just fantastic. I love the fact that there's so many beautiful lid shades that are so shimmery and so shifty and so gorgeous and shiny and vibrant. And then I love all the neutrals, but I love the fact that there are cool tones, very, very, very warm tones, more neutral leaning. There's something for me for every single day. And then if I want to go a little bit more punchy, I can throw on like this shade right here, which I think is called Haughty. This one right here. I think that's called Haughty from Shine by SD. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Haughty. But there's also this one, which on screen it looks very like shiny golden, but really it's like a nice like mango-y kind of shade. Oh, it's so beautiful. But this is a gorgeous palette, and it's probably one of the favorite things in my entire collection. So that will be coming in. I'm also going to bring in my what brand is this again? Kaima Cosmetics, Bougie Boudoir, and then also Skulls and Roses. And I'm telling you, like, these are great eyeshadow palettes. I'm very happy with them. I'm really happy that I purchased these. They're literally perfect. So you can see it goes from brow bone all the way to crease to outer corner. This is the kind of brown I want in that little quad. So very happy to have this. Absolutely love these eyeshadow palettes. And I can't wait to see more from the brand. I really hope that I Feel Beautiful Canada gets some Kaima Cosmetic products in. And then Skulls and Roses is a little more vampy, a little more nighttime, a little... My kid's just loving his toy right now. A lot of reds, a lot of like really sexy colors in here. And I love it. I love it so much. It makes me think of burlesque. It's just so beautiful. And then I'm bringing in and used for the last couple months my Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette, which I've used every single thing in here with the exception, I think, of the highlighter because it's a little too light. But I've used all of these shades, which I really like. I enjoy this palette a lot. I would definitely travel with that, so I will keep that on the cards just in case when I travel in the future. I also used my MAC and will be using my MAC Art Library Flamboyant eyeshadow palette. And this performs so good. You guys know I love MAC. I have a lot of MAC in my collection. I feel like it's a staple, and I think people are kind of forgetting about MAC, which is really disappointing. But they also kind of need to step it up and like get into the current. And I feel like there's just this disconnect with what people are wanting and what MAC is. But really, MAC is such a staple foundation brand, and I usually don't have any issues with the eyeshadow palette or the eyeshadow colors, with the exception of some of the like satin kind of shades that just don't give the oomph. And I think nowadays, especially with indie brands, people are kind of looking for that extra pizzazz in their look or in their eyeshadows. And MAC just doesn't usually give those unless it's holiday, and when they do them right. So I know it's like they don't put them in their palettes. I think if they did that, they'd probably have a little bit more of a comeback. And this is the Empowered palette, and this is from Huda Beauty. We know she's not making these big palettes anymore. Again, it's just too warm and peachy for me, so this is something that I'm considering decluttering in the future, but I would like to get a little bit more love on this. I love the size of the palette. I love the big mirror in the palette. I love the fact that they're, excuse me, is very deep outer corner shades, brow bone shades, like really beautiful, but at the same time, it's too peachy for me. It's just too peachy for me. But sometimes I like a good peach color when I'm really, really bronzed up, when I'm using all the bronzer things in my collection. And now the bronze eyeshadow palette. So this is the one I was talking about earlier that I switched a couple of shades. It doesn't look very different, but you can see there's a couple of more peachy kind of tones in here. That's pretty much all I switched out, was the browns and a couple of peaches. And I really, really like this a lot, but that will go back into my collection. So now, oh no, these ones are not going back. These ones are going to be staying in. These ones I'm going to use again for the next month. Also, I have about 4 more things that I have used that I used for the last 2 months that I'm also going to be bringing in for the next month. So this is the Melt Cosmetics 27 palette, and this is extremely one note. Like, when you look at this is just very like fall, very fall. However, on the eye, it screams bronze, blown out. Like, I'm just obsessed. I use these 3 shades, and I can't even explain how perfect the look is. And this is a really great brow bone shade for me. Sometimes I do have to go in with a little bit of a lighter color, but it is so beautiful. So I will be bringing that one in again as well. Also, the NYX Perfect Filter. I'm not sure I should bring that in again. I bring it in because I don't have a lot of strong brow bone shades, and when I mix these 2 in together, they actually work really, really well for my brow bone shade. Maybe I will bring it in. I'll just bring it in. It's fine. It feels very cheap, this packaging, in comparison to everything else I've been using. That just felt so cheap and so light. Definitely need to travel with this because it feels like nothing, honestly. And 2 other ones from Too Faced. Now, I've used this Born This Way Sunset Stripped, and this one was absolutely gorgeous. Really enjoyed this a lot, and I am so happy that I own these because I love a good neutral palette. But this one I did not use, which is the Natural Nudes. I don't think I used this one. No, I have not. So I will use this one, but happy I have both of those. And I also pulled some singles, and then we'll talk about the palettes that I'm bringing in. So over the last little while, I have been using quite a few single eyeshadows, but I'm also pulling in a couple that I haven't used before and stuff that's in other projects. So for other projects, I have Babe in Charms, which is from MAC. It's a paint pot, and it's this absolutely gorgeous kind of duochrome color, and they dry down really nicely on the eye. So there's no creasing or it looking really weird or patchy. It's really beautiful, and you can layer on top of each other. I'm also using Sweet Heat from MAC, another MAC product. And this one's really pretty. It's just not, like, it's very oomphy, but it's like neutral oomphy. So it looks very nice swatched and very glowy. But on the eye, I feel like because it's such a small little space, you don't see as much. Let's see. It kind of gives a little extra oomph, which is really nice. My kid's talking. Yeah, it's really pretty. Like, I love this for like work and stuff like that. I feel like it's a really beautiful color without like screaming shimmer in people's faces. So I really like that. I'm feeling like I'm so congested with this fan on me. Okay, and then I have this Kyma Cosmetics liquid eyeshadow, and I don't want to swatch it, but it's just so beautiful. Yeah, it's not going to really give exactly what it looks like, but I have too much lights happening here. But that's really pretty. These are from Sydney Grace. This is Pistol, and this is one I'm considering decluttering. It's really pretty, though. It's called Kaleidoscope. That's what it looks like. It's really pretty, but I'm just not interested in those rosy tones anymore. And so I'm like, do I need to keep it? I don't know. We'll see. I also have Vanilla from MAC. This is for the brow bone in the inner corner, but it's too bright for me right now, so I can't even use it until probably into November, December. I have this JD Glow loose shadow called Astonishing, which is fabulous. It is so beautiful, and I'm running quite low on it. I'm so sad, but it's really beautiful. And then I have the Bobbi Brown Tokidoki Luxe Eyeshadow Rich Metal. It's called Sunstone, and it's so cute. I swatched it when I went to the outlet mall, and then I walked around, and I just couldn't stop staring at my hand. It was so shiny and so beautiful, and I had to buy it. So really gorgeous. It was on a really, really steep discount, and I'm really happy that I own that. I've also been enjoying my Patrick Ta eyeshadow duo, which is really gorgeous. This one is called Talk to My Team, and I'm so happy that I own this. I know this was sort of a controversial item because, like, for 2 eyeshadows, you're paying quite a bit of money compared to if you were to get a 9 pan from like an indie brand or something. But I'm glad I got it on a discount. I waited until the Sephora sale, and I'm glad I got it on a discount, and I honestly love it and I use it all the time. And then I also purchased this Charlotte Tilbury single eyeshadow. I've never really tried Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. I've just never been drawn to the product. It's just very neutral. I don't want to say boring. That's not fair. It's not a boring product. It's just compared to the pizzazz that I get from, say, Indie Shadows, or like this Bobbi Brown one, or the Talk to My Team one. Like, sometimes they're like the Charlotte Tilbury palettes don't give what I'm wanting, and this gives every bit of what I'm wanting. It's called Diamond Eyes. Oh man, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I didn't even realize there was a little star on the mirror there. I'm like, why is it broken? It's a little star. But the packaging is so cute. Little fireworks with gems. It's just really beautiful. I love the way the product shines on the eyes. It's so gorgeous. But now, even though it's already a half an hour, we are going to talk about the items that I'm bringing in. And I want to say every one of these except for one is new, and or like over the last little like couple months. But this one that I'm bringing in that's not new is so fabulous. This is the It's Belle Cosmetics Break the Rules eyeshadow palette. And this one is, I think I brought this in recently, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about this. It performs really well. Sorry, I noticed that there was like a chunk of another shadow on that one. But this is so beautiful. I think this is wonderful. And this green, oh my gosh, is so gorgeous. Let me show you. This is the color of the green. So I'll swatch it here. Really just, oh my gosh, gorgeousness. And then I'm going to take this one called Not Listening, and I'm going to just tap it over a little bit of that other part of the green, half of it. Right here. You can totally see the difference from the top part to the bottom part where it's overlapped. You can do so much with this eyeshadow palette. It's really a lot of fun, honestly. And so I can't wait to play with it. My hands are just, they're going to need a good scrubbing after. But really, really happy with that one, and I can't wait to play with that one. Also, I picked up the Clionadh Light Scatters Multi-Chrome Eyeshadow Palette, and I believe this one is in collaboration with Bad to the Brow, I think. I'm pretty sure this is the collaboration. It doesn't say anywhere on here her handle, I don't think, but this is what it looks like. Really pretty. I use this one a lot over the last, like, 4 weeks. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And a couple of these look really blacklit. Again, you have these like really interesting kind of green, almost like blacklit looking colors. She did a really good job with this. This is so stunning. And I do have the most current one coming, so you will see that soon. I have the haul that shows you everything that I've picked up. So that is coming. You'll see that, and then you'll also see when I receive the other palette. That one is taking a little while to get to me, but you'll see that eventually as well. All right, the next one is the new Adept Cosmetics EBE eyeshadow palette. I'm so sorry. It's super reflective, so you're seeing my ring light, all the stuff. But this is what the mirror looks like. It's got the little alien guys on it, the alien heads, and the inside of the palette, which is so gorgeous. My only dispute with this, and you'll see this again in the haul, is that always I find that the matte shades that they use, shouldn't say always, like 60% of the time, they're like grayed colors, especially this gray purple or like a gray like neutral. They're always gray undertones, and I don't know why. I would love to see a neutral, like the La Cienega eyeshadow palette. I'm probably butchering that, but I would love to see more like neutrals and stuff like that in their palettes as other colors instead of just the grayish undertones, because the gray just does not look good on me at all. Like, it really doesn't. The next one I'm going to bring in is the Cryptine Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, and this is the Alter eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to toss the packaging, but this is the palette, really cute. And these are all shimmer eyeshadows, and they're very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Really cool. I want to swatch one. This one's called Dionysus. Of course, I have to pick the one where I'm like, what does that say? But anyway, like, seriously, it's like metal on my skin. It is so beautiful. Holy smokes. Very, very gorgeous. So excited to get to touch and play with that one. Last two. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry this is taking forever, but this is the Bella Beauty Bar Unoriginal Nudes, which looks like the Mean Girls burn book. I couldn't remember what it was called in my haul video, so when you see that, please don't laugh, but I totally forgot what it was called. And this one is literal perfection. This gray I will not use, but gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I love it. There's brow bone shades, and there's brow bone shades for me in the winter and in the summer, which makes me so happy. There's also a more warm, neutral mid-tone brown, a really deep, cool tone brown, and a black. Then I can deepen up any eyeshadow look I need to. This is like literal perfection. Other than the gray, I could have done without the gray, but I'm not even going to poop on that because it's like a really gorgeous looking eyeshadow palette. And last but not least, the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Timeless Tones eyeshadow palette, which I wish the palette looked like this and not what it looks like on the inside. So I am going to bring in, see, this is the inside of the actual palette. I kind of wish it was like more blue, but you have that really gorgeous like framing around the mirror, nice big mirror in here. Sorry. And then this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So a lot of beautiful, like really nice iridescent shimmers, a couple of more like colorful parts of the shimmers, like the blue, the green, but this one's like a blue purple shift. This one is like a straight up dark color, but I'll probably try that for a night out. That looks really cool. And then this one is like a blue purple mint, which is very interesting. And then this one is like straight up like silver lavenderish, straight up silver lavender. Yeah, gorgeous. And then this one's, how do I even explain this one? It's like a pinkish, like blacklit color. This one's like a mint blacklit color. This one's like a purpley. And this one is like straight up silver. I gotta swatch this. This one looks wicked. Oh yeah, like straight up icy silver. Fabulous. So I am excited to play with that. I'm so pumped. But that is all of the stuff I'm bringing in. It was a lot. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. If you stayed till the end, leave me a thumbs up. I don't mean just like the thumbs up. You can like the video too, but leave me a thumbs up, like emoji. I would love that. It's been a while since I've done an emoji thing. Also, if you can leave the eye or like the two eyes that are like big, or just like one eyeball, that would be so cool. I would really appreciate that. It'd be so nice to see some emojis pop through in my comments again. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.